In this unit, in this lesson, we are working with comparisons. Over here, we have four ways of making comparisons when we say something. First of all, we have comparisons with adjectives. It is convenient to recall or to remember the rules that we have for the adjectives. Remember that we have one syllable adjectives. In this case, we only add the er. The example here is taller to say that something is superior or inferior in a certain aspect. Two syllable adjectives ending in y. Remember that we are using these as short adjectives. So we change the y by I plus ER. Happy, then happier. They are two syllables and not ending in wide. In that case, we are using the particle more. In this case, it is also accepted to use the particle less to say that something is inferior. And more famous is the comparative that we have here as example. And three or more syllables are adjectives are considered long adjectives. That's why we are using more or less as well. In the example, we have sounds more or less challenging. Challenging is three syllable adjective, challenging, and that's why we are using more or less than. A short adjective, hard, harder, applying the rule that we have here for one syllable. And we are working with something that is called equatives. It shows that the characteristic is exactly the same. So we are saying as. We can use the negative to say that they are not the same and using adjectives in this case. The second way of comparing is with verbs. We use the verb and use the particles less, more or less, and than. But we are comparing over here two characteristics or two nouns by using or placing the emphasis on the verbs. Once again, we can say that something is superior or inferior, and we are using as well equatives, using as much as, and this can be affirmative to say that they are exactly the same, or to make the emphasis on their differences by using the negative form. The third form of comparison is using nouns. Once again, we are using adjectives in the first part, better or worse, that are comparative adjectives, but the emphasis is here in the noun, and we are using than. More, then we have another noun that is education, and than. And we can use equatives as well, positive or negative, but it is centered on the noun. And the fourth way of comparison is with past participle. Over here, we are saying better than, and the participle is paid. We have well paid and well paid. They are also assuming the function of an adjective, but they have to do with a situation compared with things and the moment, and this description related to the past participles. We have over here these exercises, and more than one answer is possible. The point is that we are comparing. In my opinion, being a firefighter is more stressful than being a sales associate. I am using adjective stressful. In addition, sales associates have more hours than firefighters. I am using the noun hours, that is number three comparative, to solve this one. Remember that there are many combinations. Check the four forms of comparisons and analyze carefully this exercise.